marine biologists have discovered the value of Truck Lagoon. Dr. Sylvia Earle began her studies of Truck Lagoon in 1975, drawn to the unique aspects of this man-made reef. A research biologist for the San Francisco-based California Academy of Science, Dr. Earle has spent more than 5,000 hours underwater, observing marine plants and animals. She has even lived for extended periods in submerged laboratories.
Truck Lagoon is a natural laboratory, a place where it's possible to measure growth rates of organisms and entire communities. The communities here began the instant that the ships reached the ocean floor. There's no way to tell the exact age of each individual, but none can be older than a date starting in February 1944. By observing a community of known age, some insight can be gained into how the diversity and structure of the ecosystem changes with time. This forest of small plants on the ship's deck has a counterpart on the sea floor below, but this stand is closer to the light, and thus the forest is somewhat more luxuriant than that on the sea floor in the darkness below. Numerous kinds of sponges are growing on the ship, most of them small, but this lovely large tube sponge is exceptional. Plankton-rich water is drawn through the numerous pores, and water is expelled out the main tube, minus most of the plankton. These conspicuous leather corals became firmly established on the deck of this ship and have held their place despite stiff competition from other would-be settlers. I observed this group flourishing for the first time in 1975 and will be fascinated to see if, through time, it is displaced by other species. Using the measuring device, the number of soft leather corals growing per unit area can be determined. When touched by a predator or even a benign biologist, the delicate polyps of the leather coral quickly retract. The size of this stony hard coral gives some idea of how large and well-shaped an individual can grow, given a fresh, clean place to start. This incredible showcase assortment of prominent coral reef species nearly obscures the ship's port rail. Sunlight and food are abundant here. The minimum growth rate for some species in such favored places proved to be as much as 2 inches a year, much faster than I had imagined possible. The interactions of natural history and human history are hauntingly present everywhere. Upon ships once engaged in war, there now are slow-motion battles for space between corals and sponges, oysters and algae, and among various kinds of coral. All are seeking a place to live and grow and reproduce their kind. Close-up inspection makes it clear that conflicts are continuing on a micro scale. Some win through chemistry, producing substances that are distasteful or toxic to close neighbors. Boundaries are established and silent retreats effected. Others, such as this luxuriant sea grape, win with speed. Through rapid growth, certain plant species may simply take over an area.
Dr. Earle's research has taken her to amazing depths in the world's oceans in search of knowledge about the many life forms that fill the sea. She feels that Truck Lagoon is one of the most important places for studying the complex ecosystems of the shallower waters. Just 100 feet below the surface, beneath the ominously looming bow of a sunken freighter, she finds an oceanic laboratory, rich in variety.
"8 years ago, I cleared this section of chain to bare metal to establish another point in time to begin measuring growth. Sponges, oysters, and numerous encrusting creatures have already become established. All available space is crowded with diverse life, one species growing on top of the other, forming an intricate, intertwining mass more than 2 feet in diameter.
Dr. Earle's studies are not confined to the heavily populated exteriors of the ships. Inside the wreckage are more secrets to be uncovered. The difference in the profusion of life is like day and night. With little or no light available, life is scarce, but still present inside the ships. Amid the artifacts of an earlier time, organisms like these tube worms crowding an old porthole find enough food to sustain their meager needs.
Entering the inside of a sunken ship is like exploring a cave with numerous passageways. It is dark, of course, and a bit eerie. It seemed reasonable to suppose that just as corals and sponges had adapted to the ships as reefs on the outside, so might cave-dwelling creatures be occupying the ship's dark interior. Red shrimp, such as this one, typically live in dark crevices and caverns. In the absence of light, the shrimp use their long, delicate antennae and other senses to find their way around. A few other small crustaceans and sponges, spiny oysters and such live here, apparently feeding mostly on detritus. It was fascinating to find that some creatures had adapted even the innermost reaches of the ship for their version of living space.
Dr. Earle follows the anchor rope down because the dark water gives her no reference points. Only when her light finds the brilliant coral can she venture afield.
Arriving at night, one finds the place transformed. Colors seem more intense. It's puzzling that so much color is present, but not revealed, until artificial lights are turned on. Soft corals and sponges that appear gray or blue by day become brilliant red in the full spectrum of our lights. Many creatures that are active by day rest at night. Some parrotfish actually spin a kind of transparent protective sleeping bag around themselves. This fish has chosen a quiet retreat between 2 tires. Some animals that are difficult to even find by day are conspicuously active at night.